So I was messing around with this Easy Flash Junior early on, and I kind of noticed that, well, for one thing, the real-time clock isn't accurate on it. It kind of like loses track of time by, I don't know, like 4 minutes every day or something. But that's besides the point. The idea I had was, well, if you couldn't already tell, was to try and put a bigger battery inside of this, because, you know, I did some current draw tests to see what kind of like current draw that this thing does on the battery with the real-time clock. And I worked it out that with one of these CR12, I think it's a 1220? Yeah, CR1220. I did the math and all the boring stuff, and this works out to like 1.5 years worth of like battery life. So your real-time clock's going to work for about, I don't know, 18 months maybe, if you're lucky, before it dies. Which isn't very good at all. Sometimes I can go probably sometimes 1 year without even putting this in my Game Boy even once. So I figured, would it be possible to put a bigger battery in this, like a 2032? Because I know you can fit 2032s inside of a regular Game Boy shell, cart, whatever. So I was wondering if you could actually put it inside one of these as well. And doing the math, one of these should give you nearly 7 years worth of real-time clock without needing to replace the battery. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to give this a try and see how it goes. I've already took the screw out of this, as you can tell, and obviously because the battery's already out. But we'll see if I can make this work. I might not be able to. It might not be enough room, but you don't know until you try. I always wondered why they put such a small battery in this. Like, it seems unnecessarily small. Maybe it was the only one they could fit, I guess, because there's not really a lot of space there. I'm guessing maybe it was the only one that they could fit. Whatever. Let's see what we can do with this. I'll turn my soldering iron on first. What my intention here is to remove this battery holder, and then I'm gonna spot weld some battery contacts, some tabs onto this battery, and then I'm gonna try and solder it into place. I mean, the idea I've got is to put it here. I don't know if I should put it that way or put it that way. I don't think it matters either way, but my idea is to put it there and then just run tabs up to the contacts there. I think it'll work, but I don't know until I try. So soldering iron is on. Let's see if I can remove this battery holder without burning my fingers. I'll get some solder on here first. You can see that, can't you? Yeah. Right, I've got some solder on there. I'm not going to burn my hands this time, so I'm going to use a pair of tweezers to try and get this up. Okay, that's kind of coming up. I've done one side, I'll do the other side now. Okay, that's one side up. There we go. I'll take that battery holder off. Now, I'm going to use this positive tab here, and I'm going to use the ground tab here. I think that'll work fine. So I think what I'll do first is I'll just do a bit of cleaning up. So I can get rid of some of this solder here that I'm not going to use. Can probably bring you in a bit closer. Like that. Just so you can see what I'm doing here. That'll do. Yeah, that'll do. That is good enough. So we'll try and get that cleaned up a little bit. Okay. Right. So what I want to do now is I'm just going to tin up that middle pad a little bit. I'll turn my iron up slightly since it's a grounded tab. I'm just going to tin the entire thing because there's really no reason not to. Right, so that's prepared now. So I'm going to move over to the battery. What I want to do is, well, I need to attach some tabs first. So I'm going to cut some nickel strip off of here. Should be enough, I think. So what I want to do is I want to run a tab from the battery, which will be here, to the positive tab there. So let's see, if I've got that there like that, I should be able to run a tab from maybe there. Okay, so let's cut this in half. I'll make it a bit smaller actually. I apologise if this is out of focus. There's not really much I can do. Right, now I want this tab to kind of to sort of curve, so if I've got that like that, let's see. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to make it curve like that. It's got a bit of a point on it which I don't need, so I'm going to cut that like that. It's hard to keep these nickel strips nice and flat. Okay, so the idea here is to have this attached like this, and that'll bend down to there. You can probably see what I'm getting at. So what I'll do is, where's my tweezers? There they are. Right, so if that's like that, then I'm going to want to bend that down maybe there. That should be alright. I'll just flatten this off a little bit more. this tab like that. Right, so when that's attached, it'll be like that. So that should attach there quite nicely. Now for the negative, I should be able to run another one from pretty much the same place and run it straight across. Yeah. Okay, so first things first, I want another nickel strip. I'll get rid of this first. Get this out of the way. Is my ring light playing up? Hold on a second. No, it's not. It's fine. Okay. Right, nickel strip. Where is it? There it is. Bring this in. Cut another piece off. Okay, so trying to think of the best way to do this. Apologies if I'm kind of silent. I'm kind of just winging this to try and well, yeah, I'm just winging it really just to see what works and what doesn't work. Okay. So there's our negative tab. So the negative I think is going to run from there. It'll be underneath. So that should work fine, I would think. Okay, so our positive is going to be, let's see if the battery's there. It's going to be about there, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So we'll attach that on there. Now this can be a little bit tricky, just keeping it in the shot. Let's give this a few spot welds. Like so. Okay, so let's just double check that. That's going to be there like that. Yeah, that looks like that'll work just fine. And our negative is going to go underneath, roughly about central. Yeah, we'll see about the center. So it's going to go there like that. Okay. So there's the tab soldered on, welded on, I suppose you could say. Turn that off. Okay, so that's going to go there like that. Preferably without touching the button. I'm going to need the battery to be flush as well, as flush as possible, to save as much space. Now what I'm going to do is, just to clear that button slightly, I'm going to bend this tab up a tiny bit. I'm going to keep it straight so it doesn't short. So I'm going to bend it up slightly there, like that. Then I'm going to bend it down like that there. So it should clear that button quite nicely now. Yeah, like that. And then at the end, obviously, I'm going to take it down to that pad. So we'll just fold that over like so. Now obviously that doesn't need to be that long. So I'm gonna cut that down without shorting the battery, hopefully. Got a better idea. Safer idea. Because I really don't want to short these batteries. Flush cutters aren't really the best thing to use to break these tabs, but they work with a bit of perseverance. Okay, so this is gonna go right. It's a bit, that ground tab is a little bit short, so it should reach. Yeah, it should reach. It should be fine. So now I just need to attach it. Now this could be a little difficult. I need to get this tab soldered. I'll get some solder on the tab first. There we go. Okay, so try and do this without burning my fingers, eh? That would be nice. There we go. So that's soldered to ground. Now I just need to do the positive. Like that. That's soldered on there nicely. I don't know if that's focused or not, but there you can see how positive is soldered to the positive terminal there. Negative is soldered to the negative pad in the middle. And there is enough clearance to clear that button there, so there won't be any shorts. Once the shell's on as well, I feel like the shell's going to put a bit of pressure on the battery to hold it down, because it does move slightly. I mean, if you wanted, you could probably put a bit of like double-sided tape under the battery to stop it from moving, but I'm not going to do that. I feel like there'll be enough pressure on the battery once it's in the shell to hold it in place. So I think what I'll do first is I'll just double check with the multimeter to make sure that this is fine. Pretty sure it should be, but we'll just double check just to be safe. So negative and positive, which is the top of the battery. Well, that doesn't look good, does it? Oh, never mind. Had me probe in the wrong socket. That was from doing the milliamp test earlier to test the capacity. There we go. It's going up slowly, but it's working, which is cool. Which means that battery should last a lot longer than a 1220. Should last a hell of a lot longer. Now, ultimate test. Does it fit in the shell? Let's see. Yes, it does. Excellent. So it fits in the shell. The shell doesn't bulge that I can see. No, that looks fine. Fits perfectly fine as far as I can see. Opens up nicely. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so let's give it a test. You know what would help actually, especially on a flash cartridge, is if you put the SD card in. That usually helps. Now, does this click in or does it just... Ah, yes, it does click in. There we go. Take two. Battery dry. Okay. So let's go ahead and set the date. So the date is 2020, December 9th. And the time currently is 21:38. I should have went backwards, shouldn't I? Yeah. $21.38. Now, if I can, I'm going to try and set this to the second because I want this to last as long as possible, just to see how long it takes for the battery to go. For the real-time clock to go like out of sync with the actual real time. So 21:37. It is currently 53 seconds. So let's give that a few seconds to catch up. 7, 8, 9. There we go. So that is set perfectly now. No, my autosave's turned off. Whatever. So, time is set. Cool. So we'll turn it off. Take the cart out for a few seconds, just to double check this does actually work. Otherwise it would have been a bit pointless. But yeah, I can feel that the battery is It does have a little bit of pressure on it from the shell, so it's not going to move anyway. It's quite secure where it is. I don't even have the screw in yet either, so that will help a little bit as well. So let's check this now. Yeah, the time seems to be holding great. 38:05, 38:06, yeah. Right, okay. So that's done. That works. So yeah, I mean, if you want your real-time clock to last longer than a year and a half or roughly thereabouts, then this is a pretty good mod to do. You do need, a spot welder of some kind to make your own tabs, but if you have something like that available, then yeah, go ahead and do something like this. You're going to give yourself a lot more time with the battery. Anyways, that was just a relatively quick video, I suppose you could say. I just wanted to see if that would work, and it does. It seems to work great. So I'll see you in the next video.